welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network Under the Radar, where myself and CM will be discussing, well, normally MLW, but there's no MLW right now till May 28th. So uh, we'll do Impact, Ring of Honor, and BTE. Which one are we going to start with?
Okay, let's go ahead and do everything that's not Impact. You want to do Ring of Honor first?
Sure, let's do Ring of Honor first. Let's see. Ring of Honor. What was your? Well, I mean, we don't generally go through everything, so we just talk about kind of like our standout stuff. So, I thought Ray Phoenix versus Ringo Loco was great. I really enjoyed that match. I'm always happy to see Ryan Nemeth and Peter Avalon on my screen, so that was fun. Um, Willow looked good, beating Maddie as she always does when she wins. Um, I thought Lady Frost and Miranda Alizé had a good match. Um, there wasn't a whole lot necessarily. I mean, there was a lot of good wrestling. Um, Mercedes versus Ashley was pretty good. And what about the main event? Did you like the main event?
Can I finally talk now?
Yeah, my bad.
I love that the ladies had so many matches on this episode. I am a fan of Willow, so I love watching that. I love seeing Lady Frost do her corkscrew moonsault. I liked Zack Sabre Jr. versus AR Fox. I want to see that ran back. But like, you know how you want to see it, but you scared it's not gonna be as good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that. Um, so I thought it was a fever dream about Dalton Castle and the boy, and then I realized it was just one boy.
Just one boy.
I did love Martinez versus Ashley. I'm just happy to see Mercedes Martinez come back.
And Ashley looked pretty good. I thought she had some good offense.
The main event. I I don't I want Dante to come back as soon as he's healthy because I want these folks to be a faction, but I want them to be managed by AR Fox too.
Top Flight with Action Andretti and AR Fox would be a hell of a faction.
It was just boom, boom,
Yeah.
and
yep. And even though I don't like Matt Taven, he can wrestle. He can wrestle. I'll say that. He can wrestle. Him and Mike Bennett are very good wrestlers, and they're a good tag team. They have good chemistry with a lot of guys. They wrestle well. They have good matches, and this was another really, really good match.
Go out of your way to watch that match.
For
Actually, set aside about 2 hours and watch all of Ring of Honor this week. Better yet, set aside 4, watch Ring of Honor and Impact. Because both of those shows, along with some parts of Dynamite, were what you needed to watch in wrestling this week. And that was, besides New Japan, that's about it. Which you're not going to see most of New Japan unless you wake up early like Doors. Or so, but moving on to being the elite.
Hold on, I got one quick question. Back on Ring of Honor, what did you think about the Stu Grayson stuff?
I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what their plan is with him, but I guess I'm here for the ride to see what happens. I mean, I'm kind of curious.
I'm nervous that they're gonna do something to mess up Stu. And I'd rather they would have just not re-signed him if that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. All right. PT.
So being the elite this week was all about the fallout from um Kenny and Don Callis, and like he's putting everything together and starting to understand everything and gets upset or whatever. We all did you see being the elite this week?
I did not. I'm not yet.
There are many ways to destroy a phone. You can drop it in a Starbucks cup. You could get like a rolling wheel that you exercise with and roll over it. You could super kick it. You could stop on it. You could put hand sanitizer on it and then put it underneath a dryer. Long story short, Matt Jackson does not want Kenny Omega to find out what they did. So he is going out of his way to make sure the Dark Order cannot show him what they did. And it is hilarious. It
I
is.
can only imagine.
He put hand sanitizer on. Like he was like, it looked like a Sunday, and then you just see him under the dryer. Quite simply, the most ridiculous moments of wrestling this week. Um, you also have Ryan Nemeth giving a platform to folks on the writer strike out there during the picket on the picket line, which if you don't know, the writer strike is happening. So please make sure that you support the writers because AI does not have childhood trauma and therefore you will not cry at the things that you're supposed to cry at. And you'll be wondering what the fuck is funny about nothing because robots have no humor.
No.
Um, that was kind of like the big thing, and it kind of builds up to everything that's happening and what's gonna happen next. And of course, Wednesday we got Hangman. So yeah, BTE was good. Yeah, Matt destroying the phone definitely was like the ultimate highlight. Um, but Nick Nemeth, no Ryan Nemeth, giving them making sure the writers had a space to talk about these things was really important. Yeah.
Well, should we talk about the elephant in the room?
There's no elephant in the room.
Oh, I guess that's true. It's not really the elephant in the room. Should we talk
There
about
is
the?
a gorgeous woman who finally made her wrestling debut on another company. Last
If
night was the debut of Trinity in Impact Wrestling, and I have got to say, Kylan King, um,
they killed it.
they killed it. I've been a Kylan King fan since I saw her on like the Nightmare Factory stuff and
Mm-hmm.
the when she moved to AEW, when she was doing more indie stuff, I couldn't catch those matches because I didn't know where they were until after they happened. I've been a fan of her, and seeing her in Impact has made me so happy because she has grown so much,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy for her. She is going to be a beast in like 6 months. Shit, 6 months. I loved it. I loved it when she was in that for like the 3 weeks they had it with her, Swole, and Red Velvet, and they came out and they were having a good time, whooping their ass and dancing on the ring, whoop some ass, dance back, and enjoy life. I loved that. Um, and then Tony Khan. But my girl, I told y'all I told y'all, and that is just the beginning. That is just the beginning for her. That is.
If if you watch nothing else this week, watch Impact for the Trinity stuff.
They
She is.
even. It's on YouTube. It's
There you go.
it's
Check it out on
15
YouTube.
minutes. It's the whole match. It is so good. I told y'all. I told y'all WWE was limiting her moveset. I
Yeah.
told y'all my girl could do this shit. I told y'all.
Yep.
I told
No
y'all.
doubt. She came and showed out for sure. I mean, she looked really, really good. She looked really, really good. Hit
She
a
looked
couple really big spots.
happy.
Came out with the win. Came out with the win against a really strong opponent. I mean, I thought they did a really good job. I mean, I in my mind, I compare it to Mercedes in NJPW winning the title. I think they're both very similar. I actually might have had a bigger impact just because it's stateside and has a bigger impact. I mean, she didn't win a title like Mercedes did right away, but I mean, more people are going to see this than are going to see Mercedes first. Well, I mean, maybe not. Maybe they went out of their way to watch it, but I would think that more people are going to see this. This was a huge deal. I mean, she looked great. She came out. She did her thing. She showed us why WWE fucked up letting her go or not treating her right in the first place. And hopefully this is a long term relationship, like we've always talked about. That whether it's because they have the best women in the world or not, regularly the Impact Knockouts division is booked the best out of all the major promotions, and so I'm glad she's there in the best women's division as far as I'm concerned. And she stand out. I mean, she looked phenomenal. So didn't miss a beat. In fact, she looked better. She looked way better than she did in WWE in the ring, the actual in ring work, because they're letting her work. They're not. She's not sticking to a WWE choreographed formula or an idea of what she's supposed to do. They let her actually do her thing, and she looked phenomenal.
And that's the thing. They're actually letting her do what she's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Because if you were to have seen Trinity in FCW, if you were to have seen her in the matches she was able to have, where they didn't like limit her or they didn't put her against an opponent who was really unprepared,
Mm-hmm.
you see it. And that has always made me angry that big moments in her career were cost, like she was not able to do them because of folks who are not like, they've been around long enough to know how to work, but they don't know how to work.
Well, yeah, and she was always, for whatever reason in WWE, Vince, Triple H, whatever you want to call it, she was always going to be behind the four horsewomen. That that's the perception they had of her. And
Mhm.
getting away from that and getting on her own, she can show how great she is. She's equally as good, if not. I mean, she's right there with all of those women. I mean, she's last night's performance on Impact shows she's as good a women's wrestler as there is out there. There's no doubt about it.
Maybe even better than some of
Yeah, oh for sure.
them. Charlotte,
I don't know about that, but
I'll be real. Once you see, like, some of the four horsewomen, one of the four horsewomen is ridiculously overhyped, and it's like being objective. No, that's why a lot of people don't like Charlotte because we try to be objective about it, and she just kind of sucks.
I don't know about that. I think Charlotte's a really good in ring wrestler. I think all four of them are. But
Three of
that's why we
them.
love wrestling because it's subjective and we all have opinions.
Yeah, mine's right. Also in Impact, Trey Miguel held
Yeah,
Impact hostage for a little while. Um, also had
had
a
a
really
really good match with Laredo Kid.
great kid.
That
That
match was
was
really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Impact's matches last night were good except for the Moose match. That just felt a
Yeah,
little
Moose match was really
off.
yeah. I mean that did nothing for me. I was disappointed with that.
And even though Moose isn't the best, like it just felt off.
Yeah, which sucks because I mean with Kaz and Jonathan Gresham in the ring and even Eddie Edwards, like you think and Yuya and Alex, I mean they're all such good wrestlers that you think it would have come off a lot better than it did. I was
I don't
disappointed the way.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was definitely
Yeah.
off.
Um.
Um,
What about? So it looks like we're getting Giselle versus Trinity next, right? That's going to be our. Which yeah, I
which
mean
is
I
good because they see Giselle as like the future
yeah
of
yeah
Impact.
yeah.
So it's
Uh
good to have her wrestle Trinity because it's kind of setting up where they see Trinity. Like,
yeah yeah. I thought Ace and ABC Ace and Bay had a good tag team match. It's worth
always.
watching. It's worth checking out. Other than that, really, Impact was about Trinity. I mean, that's what it felt like. That's what it should have been about. I mean, they had and she stole the show. So
Because she's amazing. If I had Apple or Spotify, I would go get her song. But because I have neither of those, I'll wait till it's either on YouTube or it is on Tidal. I ain't paying for no more stuff. I got enough.
I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. My wife keeps telling me, "Why are you paying for more stuff? For more stuff?" Well, because what the fuck am I supposed to do?
You're
I guess
supposed,
not get the content, but
you're supposed to, use the Puerto Rican,
right?
Peruvian,
Yeah, I try. Yeah, I mean, for everything I can, I try to see if I can find it free first, obviously. But
except for GCW. They. Well,
that I
actually,
do.
yeah, even
But it's
then.
only $5 on Fight for GCW, so only $5 a month. So I say it's only $5 a month, and I have like 15 of those that are only $5 a month. Before you know it, it's
Right.
$100 a month.
That adds up way too fast.
No doubt.
But if you have nothing else to do, take 4.5 hours or so. Um, or while you're working out, while you're cutting your grass, while you're doing your nails, while you're doing hair, take the time out, watch Impact, watch RoH, um, watch BTE, and then watch some of AEW's matches for the week. And you'll be set. You don't need anything WWE. WWE didn't really do anything this week.
That is true. It was a slow week for WWE. All right.
But that is us. We are live on Tuesday. This Tuesday, we will be playing Name That Superstar. It'll be ridiculously easy because AOW is running it. But it is the Workhorse Network versus Chase Oliver.
Hmm?
I keep wanting to say Chase Alexander, but that's not the first
Chase
name.
Oliver, that's right, from around the point.
Along with the reigning champions are Ness and Romeo. But Romeo has not done a 24-hour stream, so he might have to do this one alone. Because
You
your
might,
brain is functioning, bro. Your brain is
uh,
functioning.
so we
But
might have
that
to
is
split him up.
Tuesday at 10:30. On Wednesdays, usually all for not drops, where AOW and Sammy try to make Raw and NXT as interesting as possible. It is far more interesting than Raw and NXT. But hashtag come for the wrestling, stay for the chaos.
Chaos.
Then on Fridays, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, we have Friday night fights. I say starting, but because of basketball, whenever AEW Rampage comes on, you'll usually find us there on Friday or Saturday. This Saturday on True Hill Heat's Twitch channel, which is True Hill Heat Gaming, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, you will find ALW, Dolores, and Sammy watching GCW. Then next Friday, we have Miss Trinity's first Impact pay-per-view as she faces Giselle Shaw. That pay-per-view looks stacked. I'm ready to see it. Uh, y'all, next weekend is going to be amazing for wrestling. So, if you haven't, like, share, subscribe, and comment to the Workhorse Wrestling Network. Make sure that you join our Facebook group, follow us on Twitter, and talk to us. We're here. We listen mostly. Until next time, peace.
Peace.